Howdy folks, it's Eric from Black Swamp Blade Swap. I want to give a shout out to North Star Reviews for sharing my channel on his channel and encouraging people to stop over and subscribe. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Appreciate everybody stopping by, liking, commenting, sharing the videos. I tried to get out there and do a little knife hunt today, struck out mostly, but we will be making some videos later in the week. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck finding some knives. Today's video is about the state of knife collecting. As a new knife collector, I figured I'd give my perspective on things, because as a new knife collector, there's certainly some challenges with some of the more expensive knives out there, and certainly with some of the people reselling knives, buying knives out and then they be reselling them for big markup. So Bubba's EDC, he started a hashtag state of knife collecting, because him and some of the guys were talking. They had found some nice knives, $150 knives, but they were selling for $375. And then he was talking about just how difficult it is for somebody who's getting into knife collecting, how hard it could be at those price points. And he was certainly right. He apologized. He didn't want to sound like he was whining. I didn't think he was whining at all. I thought it was pretty spot on. He's real well thought out, well articulated. So I agree mostly with what he had to say. There is certainly a big cost in getting into knife collecting these days, especially with a lot of the moderns. Like, I don't have a lot of modern knives. I've seen a couple that I might be interested in. Now, if I was going to do something like that, I'm going to have to save up some money. Now, could I just go out and buy it? Yeah, sure I could. But then I'd have to reprioritize things and redo my budget, and I'm not going to do that, because my priorities are my soul, my family, and then my knives. So that's what we do. That's what we do here at Black Swamp Blade Swap. So, but I wanted to talk to folks, because as a new collector, I still think it's very easy to get into knife collecting. I have a selection of my Imperials here. This old camp knife, I love this old thing, but it's missing the main blade. And so if I can find me a good old main blade, I'm gonna take this baby apart, put it in there, and I'm gonna have a great knife. That gets me excited. That's why I'm into knife collecting. And then I'll have a nice set with that one, this Stockman pattern, and then the 2-blade jack. I get off on finding old knives. This is an Imperial. I think I paid like maybe $8 for this. Great old knife. I like it just because the tang stamp, according to the tang stamp, these were the ones made between 1930 and 1936. Just the fact that I have a 90-year-old knife there gets me excited, And my point, I guess, that I'm trying to make here is that if you're going to get into knife collecting, you got to collect what you like. You got to collect what you enjoy and what you can afford. If you can't afford it, save up. Save up for it and get it. Maybe you'll only get 2 knives a month, A guy who can enjoy something like this, it doesn't matter how many of these I find. If they're in good shape, I will pick them up. I love them. These are from different eras. You can tell by the shade, maybe not on video. Well, there a little bit. The shade of yellow. The tang stamps, of course. Imperial wasn't so good at marking their years, especially between the late 50s and on through the 80s. But I like finding these old ones. I like finding them with broken blades. If I can't replace the blade, I'll make do with the blade that I got in it, and I enjoy it. Now, do I go and spring on a nice amber bone? Absolutely I do. But I find it at a good deal, and I maybe can't afford as many of these as I can as those. But, what I'm trying to say is, you can't get too busy on the YouTube watching what everybody else has and getting envious and feeling like you got to run out and do the same thing. You got to stay within your means. You got to keep your priorities straight. Take care of your soul, take care of your families, take care of your knives. There's a reason they go in that order. Cracking that Bible open and praying with God, that's the number one thing we need to be doing every day. Number two, spending time with the wife and children, taking care of your bills, making sure that everything is taken care of at home. I mean everything. And then we can take care of our knives. I always wanted me a mini trapper. I'd like to have some tiny trappers. But, I had to figure out, okay, well, which handle am I going to get? I can't get them all at once. I want to get me a couple, I want to get me a bone handle. I want to get me a nice blue bone. I'd love to find one in a blue bone. Green's my favorite color, but man, I've seen some of these blue knives lately. They're really great. I always wanted a slimline trapper. So I just got me a plain brown Delrin slimline trapper. I got me a slimline trapper. You know what I mean? Now, would I love to have a slimline trapper with some stag handle or bone handle? Yeah, absolutely. I got my eye on some stag handles that I'm going to save up, and I'm going to get those, but all in due time. And I think that is the state of knife collecting today. Is the prices are ridiculous. So stay within your means. Buy what you like. Buy what you can afford. And that's what we do. That's what we do. A shout out to Expensive Junk, my guy over there. He put me in one of his bonus shorts today. Hashtag Blue Collar Boys. You got that right. Blue collar. Out here working hard every day. So save up your money, and go out and get that nice amber bone canoe. That side, it got faded. It sat in the display case for too long. So I got to get this into work where I can toast it. I do be taking my stuff to work sometimes. I get in the maintenance department. I use whatever I can. I get there a little early sometimes, do a little work on these knives. Stay over a little bit sometimes, do some work on the knives, or go out to the shop and do some work on them. I just enjoy collecting knives, and I enjoy the people that I've met here. I can't say enough just how great the people in the knife community are. Like I said, later on this week, hopefully we'll have a video out with some knife hunting. That's my favorite thing to do. Even on days like today, when you strike out, you stop a couple places. And today was really disappointing just because there were no knives at the one hardware store. And then the second place, the little antique shop I went to, they were closed. I forgot they're closed on Mondays. But we'll definitely be going back. There is a kind of a storyline going on there. I think I believe True Value is being bought out by Do It Best Hardware. And Do It Best Hardware just is not the place to go for knives. True Value had a nice little selection of case knives. They had, they have some other knives there too, but we'll be going there. I have a Tractor Supply company here in town. They got a nice little selection of case knives, buck knives, Gerber multi-purpose tools. So we'll be stopping in with them and checking out what they have. I know my local TSC had a heck of a deal on that Navy Rogers jig Stockman. It's a $75 knife. They had it on sale for like $55 over the 4th of July weekend. And I was out of town. I missed out on that deal. But if you keep your eyes open, there are deals to be had out there. And you got to get out there and beat the bushes a little bit sometimes. But hashtag the state of knife collecting, it can be a little bit rough. But if you buy what you like, you buy what you can afford, you can certainly break in to the knife collecting business. And if you once you get in there, you're going to find a bunch of great people willing to help you out, willing to accept you in. And to all those people, I thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you. Remember, folks, take care of your soul, take care of your families, take care of your knives. Thanks for stopping by.